stop expanding, you stop stretching, you stop challenging yourself. It's hard. If you died today, what dreams, what ideas, what gifts, what talents, what voice, what stories will die with you? See, a lot of people go to work every day miserable, and all they do is just talk about how miserable they are, but they don't do anything about it. You know that you're deliberately operating below your potential. You've gotten comfortable. You stop expanding, you stop stretching, you stop challenging yourself. It's hard living. Life is hard. So most people don't use their imaginations. Most people don't dream anymore. Why? Because through the conditioning process of life, after so many rejections, see, you know what you can do. You know what you have done, and you also have seen what has been done by others in your environment and by others in your circumstances. Then you look at where you want to go, and what most people do, they do that which they feel they know that can work because they've already done it or they've seen it done. And so they allow their negative history to determine the possibilities for them. And so when they run into a roadblock, even if they have something beyond their comfort zone, when they run into a roadblock, something happens to them. Most people allow life to control them and their circumstances. Look into the future. What is it you want? What is it you'd like to create for you?
Let's go. Let's go. Good morning, family. Rise and shine. Another blessed and grateful day, ready to go ahead and dominate, jumping into the middle of the week. Happy hump day. Happy Wednesday. Super excited for today's topic. We are going to be talking about the greatness that lies within yourself. So with no further ado, before we go ahead and dive in, let's drop the gratitude for today. We had a great call with Neno this morning going over the 10 tips to really go ahead and be happy and be fulfilled. And I'm going to piggyback directly on that topic, but I'm going to put a little tweak to it. So what is everybody grateful for coming in for the Wednesday? Happy to be alive, grateful for God, grateful for all the abundance, grateful for the morning routine. We had a phenomenal visualization this morning, grateful for the weather, grateful for the dream team, grateful for the lessons, grateful for the family, so blessed and grateful for the momentum that is here and that is to come, and for the quantum leaps and for the miracles that we are expecting and we are getting every single day, right? Grateful that every day we can wake up and it can be Christmas. So let's go ahead and get into it today. We are going to be talking about the greatness that lies within, and I've got a couple of different visualizations as we get into the middle of in the middle of this to put things into perspective. So you're definitely going to love these, because when I got it this morning and it just downloaded to me as I was getting this training from my mentor Sean this morning, but this was big. Ready? So the topic for today is the greatness that lies within. But here's the deal, right? And I found this at the beginning of entrepreneurship. You see, when I first started, and I wasn't much of a reader, right? I didn't take a lot of notes, but here's what I started to realize, right? Myself, just like every one of you on the call, we have so many attributes. We have so many skill sets. We have so many things that we just do naturally that, believe it or not, are millionaire and billionaire habits, right? Whether it be the time that you guys get up. Maybe you guys are very disciplined with your routine. Maybe you guys are great with numbers. Maybe you guys are phenomenal with people. You have great energy, right? You have a different type of discernment when it comes to reading individuals, right? You understand psychology. Whatever it is, believe it or not, we all have skills that are already inside of us that literally we do naturally that we wouldn't even notice, that, believe it or not, are millionaire, billionaire habits, ideas, talents, and skills. So what I started to get so excited, when it came to personal development, when it came to reading, was I started to find out, even when I began the journey, is how many skills and talents that we already have naturally. But it became exciting to me to really dive in and figure out how to sharpen my sword in certain different areas, right? To me, reading was always boring. And the reason why is because it wasn't interesting to me. Just like with anything to any of us, we're not going to put the time in if it's not interesting. So at the beginning of my journey, I started studying the top individuals that are successful in their specific niches, right? Whether it was sports, whether it was speaking, whether it was traveling, whether it was online income, multiple streams. I wanted to find the best of the best and learn what are the secrets that they've been able to find. And the truth came from a lot of the mental side of it. So greatness, okay? I want to ask you guys a question. How many of us, if you really think about it, like when I talked about this, we do things naturally that you might not even notice, that me looking from the outside in, I can see it directly. And all of those different things that I named is things that I've been able to see in so many different niches and walks of life, that when you start to really dig in and sharpen the sword, this is where you start to see the serious growth. So I want you to think about like this, right? When we're going out and we're doing something that's uncomfortable, what if you were to ask the question? What if you were to not ask just yourself, but your higher self, how would they actually perceive the situation? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of us, any of us, we have two voices, right? We have our child voice, which is more of our beta voice, and then we have the other side, which is known as the alpha, right? Hopefully you guys have heard of these terms before, right? Alpha, beta, theta. These are all different terms that honestly is crucial to know and to understand. I'll give you an idea, okay? A beta. Here's a beta mindset. If we go out in public, right, and we're going to the grocery store, we're going to the gym, and you make eye contact with somebody, most of the time the person who looks down first is more of the beta. The alpha is more of somebody to literally stare directly into someone's eyes, right? When you go ahead and you shake somebody's hand, it's the same idea. Do you shake their hand and do you look in their eyes, or do you shake their hand and look away? These are all little techniques that you start to learn along the way once you start digging deep into information and figuring out yourself, figuring out what you're worth. You figure out your self-confidence, because I'm going to tell you right now, we have things that we naturally do well, and we also have things that we do naturally because we're so used to listening to the child, to the scared little voice that we have in our head. You know, I'll give you an idea that there's somebody that gets on our morning calls, and the child voice, she calls it her chicken little voice, right? So if you go out, if you really pay attention throughout your whole day today, you're going to notice you have your chicken little voice, then you have your alpha voice. Whether you want to go to the gym, both are going to speak. Depending on what you want to eat today, both are going to speak. If you want to get on these go lives, you want to call your mentor, if you want to go ahead and do the actions, both are going to speak, and we have the opportunity to go ahead and listen to whatever voice that we choose to. That's why, like the Sadhguru, he says, we have two choices every day, right? Choose joy or choose misery. It's essentially both of those voices that we have the opportunity to go ahead and listen to. You ready? So let's go ahead and take it a little bit deeper. How many of us have gotten comfortable with things that we don't even notice? So like I said, we have things that we do naturally, but we have things that we do naturally that aren't producing any income, that aren't contributing to our growth. So what are those things for us? And it could be something as little as, you brought up a really weird analogy this morning. For the ladies that wear undergarments, right? For something that's riding up all the time, why is that you've been able to get so comfortable and not even notice that in your life? And he made this example even for the guys too, right? If we have a shoe that that's not fitting, but we just wear it because it looks cool, eventually you wear it enough time and you forget about the pain because you become accustomed to it. And I'm going to be honest with you, this is something that I've experienced. I've seen so many others experience. I've been to a point where I got so used to not doing what was needed, right? Not doing what was necessary to really see the quantum leaps. It could be skipping the morning routine. It could be getting up a little bit later. It could be hanging out with the wrong association of people. And we get so used to it that it becomes normal. You see, the pain actually, we become numb to the pain, and it just becomes a part of us. So today is the time to be really intentional, to think about what are the habits that we're doing naturally that we don't even think about, that's either contributing to our growth or that's either creating friction towards our growth. It's almost like if you think about driving to work today. How many of us went to work and you didn't have to think about going there? It was just on autopilot. It was just natural, right? Well, the same thing happens with success. The more we start to develop a routine, the more confidence that we start to develop, the better self-talk that we start to gain every day, it becomes natural to us, and it becomes like second nature. It becomes like the back of your hand. You're used to bringing the positivity in every situation. You're used to learning how to see things with a different perspective. You now understand if it doesn't matter in 5 months, we don't need to spend 5 minutes thinking about it. This is the little perspective shift that is so powerful to truly understand. And I told you I was going to give everybody a visualization for today. So here we go. Let's go ahead and dive into the visualization. You ready for this? Check this out. All right, everybody go ahead and close your eyes. Here we go. Close your eyes. I want you guys to jump back to a time, I don't know, 8 years old, 9, 10 years old. Maybe you have children. Maybe you guys have seen this recently. But how many of you have ever been in the dollar machine, right? Where you step into it and it's got the glass all the way around it and the wind blows and the dollars are spinning everywhere, right? You guys can imagine that. So I want you to think about, we are inside of this machine, right? And the wind starts blowing and the dollars start going everywhere. And I'm going to tell you right now, there's 3 types of people, okay? And this literally downloaded this morning as I got this training. And this hit me like a brick because it really put things into perspective. So you ready? We're inside of the machine. The dollars are blowing around like crazy. And there's 3 types of people. And you can think about the type of person that you were getting inside this machine on how you went about grabbing as much money as you could. You ready? So we have person number 1. The first person that gets in the machine, they're inside of there and they have both hands and they're grabbing, right? Up, down, left, right. They're grabbing for the money. And I want you guys to think about your joy and happiness is the exact same way. No matter what happens in your day, you have the choice to literally grab left, right, up, down, to grab any bit of happiness, any bit of a memory of joy to go ahead and bring into your life. So this is person number 1, right? They got a good bit of money. They had fun. But person number 2 now steps into the bubble, okay? They're inside of there. And guess what? This person was smart. This person brought a bucket. They brought a bucket. So as everything's blowing, they're moving it around, they're catching, they're filling up the bucket, and they're so excited. They're happy. They're grabbing buckets of joy. They're grabbing buckets of happiness, and they get out. And they definitely came out with more money than the first individual. But let me tell you about the third. The third is a whole different level, right? The third person is very woke, understands emotional intelligence, and here's how they step into the bubble. You ready? Before they step in, guess what they do? They unplug it. They unplug the bubble, they unplug the machine, and they get inside, and guess what? There's no wind. The eye of the storm is completely calm, it's peaceful, and guess what? They literally just bend over, and they pick up everything that's on the floor, and they take it out with them. So the analogy with this one is, go ahead and open your eyes, is what if you were the third individual to go ahead and be able to calm the wind, calm the storm that's going on in your life, so you can be able to actually focus on what it is that you desire. Focus on what it is that you're going after. And this is so big. This is so important because if you think about it every day, right? If you imagine this pool back here. Imagine if this pool was gratitude. You have 3 different types of people. It's the same way. You can go ahead and grab a spoonful of gratitude for the day. You can go ahead and grab a bucket full of gratitude, or you can go ahead and grab an abundant amount of gratitude and go ahead and be able to jump into your day. You see, the self-talk is everything. The way that we're talking to ourselves, the way that we feel. There's a reason why this subject is so prominent, because it's so important when it comes to reaching different levels of success. Because for a lot of us, we know the 12 skill sets, right? To be able to invite, PS3, close, follow up, in like all these different skill sets, trading, e-commerce. We have the skill sets, we have the academy, we have the value. But the biggest difference is, why is there some people that have the same products, the same skill sets, the same mentors, the same paper and notebooks that we have, but they're seeing insane amounts of success? They have the same jobs. They have a job or 2 just like us. They're a single parent, right? They could be 45 or older. They could be 18 years old. They could be in college. They could be a construction worker. They could be an entrepreneur. But why is it that they're seeing success with the same products and others aren't? A big factor is right here, the belief. The self-talk, right? The inner work that's happened inside, right? To be able to find happiness within. So this is big. So family, this is my training for you guys today on how to start finding the greatness that lies within, digging deep in the self-talk, really getting serious about the gratitude and really finding out what makes you happy, what makes you fulfilled, right? What's going to fire you up in the morning every day. And that's what's going to allow you to keep pushing forward, right? Truth be told, before I got on this call, the reason I'm late is because I had to go to the hospital. Had some family members that needed some emergency attention. I had to go ahead and rush to the hospital. But how am I on here to still be able to really come in and give you guys a smile, to come and give you guys energy? It's because I understand that greatness lies from within. It doesn't matter what's happening externally in our life. We have the opportunity in every situation to find the silver lining, to find the positive, right? There's a reason why the yin and yang exists, right? In every good situation, there's bad. In every bad, there's good. But what is the good that you can find in the negative situation that you're experiencing right now? It's not always easy. It's going to be tough. But I promise you, when you end up getting past the storm and you look back, almost always we can actually connect the dots. That's why Steve Jobs said it. It's difficult to connect the dots looking forwards, but we can almost always do it looking backwards. So I love you, family. Understand, I see you working on yourselves. We are literally past day 25 of consistency. I'm feeling bright. I'm feeling abundant. And I'm so excited to go ahead and see the continued growth for all of you. I love it because I'm seeing the shift. I see you guys getting on the trading session. I see you profiting. I see you tapping in to your ECX stores. And I believe September is going to be an explosive month, because what we are doing in August is setting up the greatness that is to come in the month of September to really drive momentum, to really drive this abundance coming in to make the end of 22 absolutely phenomenal. So I'm excited for it. I'm ready to go ahead and go on this and continue this journey with you, family. Anything you need, we are here for you every step of the way. If nobody told you yet, I believe in you. You are powerful. You are abundant. You are absolutely amazing. And I see all of your dreams coming true. The only difference is for time to catch up. So family, it is your favorite entrepreneur, Define Dreams. Remember, you can be, do, or have anything you can hold in your mind. Just wait, because you are going to hold it in your hand. The only thing that's left is for time to catch up. Go out and have a great day, family. I love you. Let's go out and make it happen. It's game time.